As late I went a-walking by the sea. I thought I heard men talking, I heard them call to me. Oh, sorrow, take the city streets, the weary city stones. 'Tis time for you to leave them while the strength is in your bones. Shake her and wake her, Johnny, there's a ship for you, lying in the Royal Roads, waiting for a crew. And every brace and backstay is singing soft and low. Mother Carey wants us and we're all bound to go. Yes, we're all bound to go, Johnny, all bound to go. If it's late or early, lads, if you will or no, sure as sun to rise, Johnny, sure as tides to flow. When Mother Carey wants us, then we're all bound to go. As late I went a-walking by the shore. I thought the ports I'd like to see I hadn't seen before. Across the strait the lighthouse kept winking fine and free, to show me where the road is that leads to open sea. Shake her and wake her, Johnny, under there she rides, lying in the Royal Road, swinging at the tides, singing to the muttering tides and past her cables blow. Mother Carey wants us and we're all bound to go. Yes, we're all bound to go, Johnny, all bound to go. If it's late or early, lads, if you will or no, sure as sun to rise, Johnny, sure as tides to flow. When Mother Carey wants us, then we're all bound to go. As late I went a-walking by the tide. I thought my love was with me and walking by my side. So kind she did reproach me, so soft her eyes did shine. You could not hold beside her this restless heart of mine. Shake her and wake her, Johnny, can't you hear them calling? Out across the Royal Roads and the dusk a falling. Time and tide for me to leave you, though I love you so. Mother Carey wants us and we're all bound to go. Yes, we're all bound to go, Johnny, all bound to go. If it's late or early, lads, if you will or no, sure as sun to rise, Johnny, sure as tides to flow. When Mother Carey wants us, then we're all bound to go. Yes, we're all bound to go, Johnny, all bound to go. If it's late or early, lads, if you will or no, sure as sun to rise, Johnny, sure as tides to flow. When Mother Carey wants us, then we're all bound to go.
And good Wednesday to you. This is Wolf Loescher here with you, doing the thing on the Wednesday. And turn that down just a little bit, because I remember it being too loud. I think that we're all ready to go then. So, hello, welcome back. I am Wolf Loescher. You're here on Wednesday. Thank you, Mr. Chris Riga, for being here. If you're here, make a comment. If you're new here, like and share and follow and all that. Hit the dinger so you know when I'm on next. And we'll start off with the lead-off track from the Loescher Kenneth album that you just heard a track from. So here it goes. This went over real well at Grandfather Mountain. Just this weekend. Here we go. It's a Scottish love song with a happy ending just for good measure. There were 24 nobles to do at the King's Hall, and Bonnie Glenlogie was the foot of them all. There were 6 nobles rode through Bantry Fair, and Bonnie Glenlogie was the foot of them there. There were 9 ladies a-doing at the King's Hall. Bonnie Jean of Athelney was the foot of them all. Doon come Ginny Gordon, she come tripping down the stairs. She chosen Glen Logie from all that was there, saying, Glen Logie, if your looks are kind, my love is laid upon you. Now I've told you my mind. He's turned around lightly, let the Gordons desire, saying, I'm sorry, Ginny Gordon, but I'm promised to So she's called for the maidens for to make her a bed, with ribbons and the napkins to tie up her head. And up spake a Peter, and a wise man was he, saying, I'll wed you to Dunfermline. He's Margot and he, I had your tongue, Peter, for this man a begging I get me Glen Logie, oh to him will I dee. Then her father's ain chaplain, he's a man of great skill. He wrote a broad letter, and he died at it will, saying, a fox on your Logie. And since it is so, my lady's love's laid on you, must she die in her woe. A fox on your Logie, and since it is time, my lady's love's laid on you, must she die in her prime. Glen Logie got the letter, it being amongst men. It's up spoke Glen Logie, what does this young woman mean? When first he read the letter, a right laugh could he, yeah, but ere he read on it, oh, a terrible 'tis he, saying, go saddle me the black horse, saddle me the broom, Bonnie Jean of Bethelney will be deed ere I win. But the horses weren't a saddle nor laid upon the green, till Bonnie Glen Logie was 12 miles his line. It was pale and wan was she when Glen Logie came in. It's red and rose she grew, she shins, she can't, it was him. Where lies your pain, lady? Does it lie in your side? Where lies your pain, lady? Does it lie in your head? Ah, no, no, Glen Logie, you're fair from the peart. The pain I lie under, it lies in my hair. Well, turn around, Ginny Gordon, turn around on your side, and I'll play the bridegroom if you'll play the bride. Woo! Jeannie's gotten married, her tucker's been told. Bonnie Jean of Bethelney was scarce 16 years old. Bethelney, oh Bethelney, you shine where you stand, and the heather bells around you shine all Fivey's land. Bethelney, oh Bethelney, you shine where you stand, and the heather bells around you shine all Fivey's land. Hey, Rose. Oh, not Roz, it's Ren, sorry. Hey, Ren. Good to see you. I don't know if it's just that my headphones are not loud enough, or if it's because I need to be putting out more signal. I don't know. So let's do a song about whiskey, shall we? So it goes a little something like this. I'm a weaver, I'm a cotton weaver. I'm a rash and a roving blade. I have silver in my pockets, and I'll gang follow the roving trade. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. came in by Glasgow City. Nancy Whiskey I chanced to smell, and I went in and I sat down beside her. 7 long years I loved her well. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. The more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, the more she smiled. Soon I forgot all my mother's teaching. Nancy Whiskey had me beguiled. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. I rose early in the morning to slake my thirst, it was my need, and I tried to rise, but I was not able. Nancy Whiskey had me by the knees. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Cotton weavers, come on, you weavers, wherever y'all be, and beware of whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. She'll ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, you once more. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, you. So I'm going back to the cotton weaving. I'll surely make those shuttles fly. I made more at cotton weaving than ever I did as a roving boy. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, your last chance. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, There we go. So let's see. What we have in the way of comments here. Okay, I'm glad that the Tough Mudder went well for you guys. It was neat to see the pictures. Okay. Well, it's glad that you're in the same house, on the same continent, in the same city, and you can use YouTube live chat to tell each other where the bottle of whiskey is in the same house that you're in. That's good. It's very good. So, where would we be without technology? So I'm kind of doing a medley of my hit here, redoing some of the songs that I did at Grandfather Mountain this weekend. Most of them are pretty much off book, which is nice. And I got a chance to play them with Scooter Muse and Jill Chambliss on the Grove 1 stage at Grandfather Mountain. And then on the main stage, I got to sit in. They sat in with me, and so did most of Jiggernaut. So it was a fun time had by all. And so here's another one from the Sheep's Clothing album. I dreamed a dream the other night, a dream of long ago. I saw in all the traveling folk along the open road. His step was light, his head held high to catch the scent of spring, and his voice rang through the countryside as he began to sing. Oh, come all ye tramps and honky lads, ye gatherers of belong, that tramp the country road and round, come listen in and on. I'll tell to you a roaring tale of sights that I hae seen, far off into the snowy north and south by Gretna Green. I've traveled around the Lothian lands. Ow! Sorry. I'm sorry. That really hurt. I need to put it on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how that was for you. It was kind of excruciating for me. So I'm going to Do Not Disturb, and hopefully that will take care of that noise. Oh, sorry. I did not really need a steel spike thrown through my head right there. So let's try that. Let's just start from where we were, okay? I've traveled around the Lothian lands, and I've seen the rushing spade. I've been by Crieff and Callander, and by the shores of Lough Tay. I've watched the rain on the border hills and the mist in northern glens, and I've bedded down beneath the moon in Corey's native ken. And I'm happy in the summertime beneath the bright blue sky. They're thinking in the morning, at night, where I will lie. Oh, barn or byre or anywhere, or root among the hay. And if the weather does permit, I'm happy every day. And I'm up and down by Galloway and round about Stranraer. My business takes me anywhere, sure I travel near and far. For I'm a roving in my blood, and there's nothing I do lack, as long as I've my daily fare and place upon my back. I'm happy in the summertime beneath the bright blue sky. Never thinking in the morning and night where I will lie. Oh, bird or buyer or anywhere or root among the hay. And if the weather does permit, I'm happy every day. I think I'll go to Paddy's Land. I feel wreck my mind. I think I'll go to Paddy's Land. I'm making up my mind. For Scotland's greatly altered now. I can't read the wind, but I will trust in Providence or proof. But I will trust in Providence if Providence proves true. And I will sing of Aaron's Isle when I come back to you. Oh, come all ye tramps and hawker lads, ye gatherers belong. The tramps that country road and road, come listen, aid and all. For I'm a to a Roman tale, and streets that I hae seen, far up into the snowy north and south by Gretna Green. When I awoken from my dream, the dawn song had begun. The birds sang out their old songs to greet the rising sun. I lay among the shadows and I thought of days long gone, and those wandering tramps and hawker lads whose days are surely done. Yes, that was painful, actually. Threw me right off my game. I'm taking the child up to Breckenridge tomorrow so they can meet a friend, an IRL friend, for the first time. Well, an internet friend they can meet for the first time. I think that might work. Finbar is still getting used to being dry. It was a rather damp weekend. Not the whole time, but a good portion of it. I managed to avoid the worst of it, really. But it did result in an unplugged acoustic set at the end of the day on Sunday. So here's another one from here's another one from Sheep's Clothing, a song of Scottish pride. Oh, are we your satins, your silks and shawls, your soirees and your parties and your elegant balls, for a dance in the barns, worth 10 in the hall, were the lads who were reared among heather.
Come all ye young lassies, where hae you been? Say sleepy and drowsy, you can buy your een. In all the wide world, you ne'er find a friend where the lads were reared among heather. Oh, woe your satin, silks and shawls, your soirees and your parties and your elegant balls. For a dance in the barns, or 10 in the hall, where the lads were reared among heather. Take a walk round your cities, your buildings outside, and gaze on their splendors and wonder with pride. Fine ships have been built on the banks of the Clyde by the lads who were reared among heather. Oh, woe your satin, your silks and your shawls, your soirees and your parties and your elegant balls. For a dance in the barns, or 10 in the hall, where the lads who were reared among heather. When the Queen needs some soldiers, she kens where to send, to the mountains and the valleys, the hills and the glens. There are bonnets and plaids right through to the end, frae the lads who were reared among heather. Oh, woe your satins, your silks and shawls, your soirees and your parties and your elegant balls. For a dance in the barn, or 10 in the hall, when the lads who were reared among heather. Now England can boast of her sweet-scented rose, and Ireland can boast of the shamrock she grows. But give me the land where the clear water flows, and the mountains high cover we heather. Oh, woe your satins, your silks and shawls, your soirees and your parties and your elegant balls. For a dance in the barn, or 10 in the hall, when the lads who were reared among heather. Oh, woe your satins, your silks and shawls, your soirees and your parties and your elegant balls. For a dance in the barn, or 10 in the hall, with the lads who were reared among heather. Hello, John Timaeus. All right, let's see. It's a little out of tune, so fix that. Not sure I ever actually performed this next one. I think this one got cut for time, so. But it's a good song. It's on the Losher Kenneth album, which is available on Bandcamp. It's also available wherever you stream or download or purloin music. If you want to buy one-off tracks. Wherever you do it, just like, follow, and share, please. That's how I can indicate to festivals and booking agents that people actually do listen to me, and that if they book me, that people will maybe show up. So that's good. And it doesn't cost you anything. Just a click of a mouse. And what are they worth?
So let's try a lovely song by Mr. Davey Steele. It was in 1940, in the last days of spring. We were sent to the Maginot Line, a fortress in France built to halt the advance of an army from a different time. We were soon overrun, outthought and outgunned, and pushed farther back every day. But we never believed high command would just leave us, so we fought every step of the way, till the 51st Highlanders found themselves back on the banks of the Somme one more time. It still bore the scars of that war to end wars, the old soldiers' scars deep in their minds. But we couldn't stay long, for the panzers rode on, and the battle raged west towards the sea. Then on June the 10th, when sapped of all strength, we entered St. Valerie. And all I recall is the last boat leaving, my brother on board, waving and calling to me, and the jocks stranded there with their hands in the air on the beaches of St. Valerie. So I huddled all night in a hammered old house while the shells and the bullets rained down. And just before dawn, my hope was still strong, for we moved to the beach from the town. But the boat that had left on the day we'd arrived was the only one we'd ever see. Without ammo or food, we had done all we could, so we surrendered at St. Valerie. And all I recall is the last boat leaving, my brother on board, waving and calling to me, and the jocks stranded there with their hands in the air on the beaches of St. Valerie. And when I returned at the end of the war from a stalag where I'd been confined, I read of the battles the Allies had fought, Stalingrad, Alamein, and the Rhine. And with pride in their hearts, people spoke of Dunkirk, where defeat had become victory. But nobody mentioned the Highland Division. They'd never heard of St. Valerie. No stories, no statues for those that were killed, no honors for those that were caught. Just a deep sense of shame, as though we were to blame, though I knew in my heart we were not. So I've moved to a country I've come to call home, though my homeland is far o'er the sea. I will never return while my memories still burn on the beaches of St. Valerie. And all I recall is the last boat leaving, my brother on board, waving and calling to me, and the jocks stranded there with their hands in the air on the beaches of St. Valerie. There we go. So how about a little bit of fire science for this Wednesday afternoon? It's a song by Mr. James Keelahan, very open Canadian. So we released the new Piper Jones album. It's called Take to the Skies. I'll post a link to it. I don't think it's available for download or anything yet, but it is available. If you want one, let me know, and I'll get you one in the mail. I think we sold out of all that we had at Grandfather Mountain, and we'll be doing a CD release not this Friday, but next Friday the 22nd at the Mucky Duck, McGonagall's Mucky Duck in Houston. That'll be fun. We're sharing that night with the great and mighty Clandestine. So be there if you can. My name is Don, but then you know that it's written on the chart there at the foot end of the bed. They think I'm blind and I can't read it, but I read every word, and every word it says is death. So confession, is that the reason that you came? Get it off my chest before I check out of the game. Since you mentioned it, well, there's 13 things I'll name, 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri waters. August 49, North Montana, the hottest day on record, the forest hid dry, lightning strikes in the mountains. I was crew chief at the jump base. I prepared the boys to fly, pick the drop zone. C-47 comes in low, feel a tap upon your leg that tells you go. See the circle of the fire down below. 15 of us dropped above the cold Missouri waters. I gauged the fire I'd seen bigger, so I ordered them to the side hill and we'd fight it from below. We'd have our backs to the river, we'd have it licked by morning, even if we took it slow. But the fire crown jumped the valley just ahead, there was no way down, headed for the ridge instead. Too big to fight it, we'd have to fight that slope instead. Flames one step behind above the cold Missouri waters. Sky had turned red, smoke was boiling. 200 yards to safety, death was 50 yards behind. I don't know why I just thought it. So I struck a match to waist-high grass, running out of time. I tried to tell them, step into this fire. I've said, we can't make it. This is the only chance you'll get. But they cursed me, ran for the rocks above. Instead, I lay face down and prayed above the cold Missouri waters. Then when I arose like the phoenix, in that world reduced to ashes, there were none but to survive. I stayed that night, and one day after, carried bodies to the river, wondering how I stayed alive. 13 stations of the cross to mark their fall. I've had my say, I'll confess to nothing more. I will join them now, those that left me long before. 15 crosses high above the cold Missouri waters. 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri waters. Streaming from the dentist chair today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Brian. Well, hopefully you'll get through that quickly and with the least amount of pain as possible. The dentist chair is someplace I've spent an awful lot of time in my life. It's not a place I care to visit that often again. So, how about a tender Scottish love song by Mr. Dave Gunning? It was on a summer's afternoon, a wee before the sun went down. My lassie, we her brand new gown, come o'er the hills to Gowrie. I praised her beauty loud and long, around her waist my arms I flung. I said, my dearie, will you come to see the glen o' Gowrie? Like a rose but wet from morning shower, blooming fresh within a sunny bower. Katie was the fairest flower that ever bloomed in Gowrie. I'll take you to yon wooded dale where blooms the purple heather bell. There we'll tarry for a while afore we go to Gowrie. Soft kisses on her lips I laid, the blush upon her cheek soon spread. Whispered modestly and said, I'll go with you to Gowrie. Like a rose one wet from morning shower, blooming fresh within a sunny bower. Katie was the fairest flower that ever bloomed in Gowrie. Like a rose one wet from morning shower, blooming fresh within a sunny bower. Katie was the fairest flower that ever bloomed in Gowrie. I gently held her hand in mine. We walked through fields of mountain thyme. I promised her a love so fine, that bonny lass so gowrie, like a rosebud wet from morning shower, blooming fresh within a sunny bower. Katie was the fairest flower that ever bloomed in Gowrie, like a rosebud wet from morning shower, blooming fresh within a sunny bower. Katie was the fairest flower that ever bloomed in Gowrie. 'Twas on a summer's afternoon, a wee before the sun went down. My lassie, wi' her brand new gown, came o'er the hills to Gowrie. Yes, it's that time of the show where everybody waits for. That's audience participation time. So later on in the song, what I'm going to want you to do is make this sort of noise, okay? Okay, you think you can do that? Once more. That was a little too loud. Okay, we all ready for that? Here we go. Another day on the thin red line between the present and the past. My feet they hurt, my shoulder is numb, but they say this too shall pass. The women they blush and the old men cry and the children they run away. The dog starts howling somewhere down the street as the pipes begin to play Amazing Grace. Yeah, old lang syne, my friend, and the low road it never ends. I know come back again. Well, I started out young and I practiced real hard to try to make the grade. Now I'm older, all I'm thinking about is getting through this damn parade. It's still our turn again and again, though the novelty has died. Is it the gizmo or the leather or the lukewarm beer, or something deeper down inside like Amazing Grace? Again, old lang syne, my friend, and the road never ends. Well, you know, come back again. When there's competitions and Highland games, a song remains the same. The tartan and the shortbread and the single malt and the mac before the name. Mighty influential for a backwards place on the edge of the third world. Strange how everyone becomes Scot when the pipes begin to skirl to Amazing Grace. Again, old lang syne, my friend, and the road it never ends. Well, you know, come back again. we may not win many prizes for deportment. When all is said and done, I become my best self when I'm strapping on that drum. So I'll put up with the jokes and the hateful stares, for there's noise of a good old stove. Band by the right, and we're heroes again as the pipes kick in the drones. To Amazing Grace, again, old lang syne, my friend, and the road it never ends. Well, you know, come back again, Amazing Grace, again, old lang syne, my friend, and the road it never ends. Well, you know, come back again, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. He was blind, but now I see. Hey. Cha-cha-cha. And everything ended at the right time. I like it when that happens. All right, so what did we not do? Got a couple more for you. This is a song by Mr. Brian McNeil. Lovely and talented gentleman that he is. You know it's warm when you're sitting in your room and you're sweating, okay? So we're going to turn on the fan over there. See if we can't get a little bit of air moving in here. There we go. All right. So here's a one from Mr. Brian McNeil about his Uncle Jim, who immigrated to the Detroit area in the 1920s and ran booze and delivered ice and did all manner of things because he couldn't find a job as a carpenter, or a joiner as they call it over there. But like any good man from Falkirk, he was able to find a wee dram when he needed it, and that gave him the fortitude to go on and do things like fight on the beaches on D-Day and father a grandchild, like father a nephew, excuse me. I guess he's only indirectly responsible for that. Really can't take credit for that, but this is by Brian McNeil, wrote it for his Uncle Jim. For he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop. Easy on the water and we'll tell you when to stop. Would you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop and drink to the best of the barley. Uncle Jim, he served his time on the shores of the Forth as a joiner, but £3.10 a week was all he earned. And the wages are better working Michigan pine, so he sailed on an ocean liner to build a better life with the trade he learned. But the shore he reached in 23, the home of the brave and the land of the free, was as dry as the devil's tongue on Judgment Day. But to find a dram in a foreign land was a natural gift of a Falkirk man, and Lady Liberty looked the other way. Or so I've always heard my uncle say, for he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop. Easy on the water and I'll tell you when to stop. Would you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop and drink to the best of the barley. Uncle Jim, he was a child of his times, and the tricks of the time, they were dirty. The dirtiest of all was the one they played on the working man's dollar and the poor man's dime, between 29 and 30, where they stole all the steady jobs in the building charade. And the only way that Jim could see was to play the game with Lady Liberty, but no one ever told him all the rules. So all fainter hearts were homeward bound. Jim sold Michigan ice by the pound, with a leather sling and an iron hook for tools, to show those Yankees how to keep their cool. For he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop, easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Would you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop, and drink tea, the best of the barley. My Uncle Jim could keep good time while the band played and ate some reel, and he loved to waltz away the summer nights. And the spring in his step kept him in his prime, to the turns of fortune's wheel, and it spun him through the darkness and the line. But to dance the jig called history, Jim took the hand of a century, and he never let him steal a backward glance. From the D-Day beaches to the Cold Lake shore, he spun her around and around the floor to show her how a Scotsman takes his chance. And he never missed a measure of the dance, for he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop, easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Would you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop, and drink tea, the best of the barley. He's the best of the barley, cream of the crop, easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Would you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop, and drink tea, the best of the barley. Here's a health tea, the best of the barley, to Scotland and the best of the barley. All righty, we're going to do one more for you. This is on the new Piper Jones CD. It's the closing track. Nice different little arrangement of it that I think we came up with. And I hope it gives you a positive message to take with you today. As you complete your dentistry and your whatever tasks you have to do. I have a gig this evening down in Boulder at the St. Julian Hotel and Spa, and it's going to be with Mr. Court McCumber, and I believe his sister Beth will also be joining us on vocals and fiddle. Anyway, a nice little local gig. This Saturday, I'll be playing my first time at a place over in Ward, Colorado, up in the mountains, or the hills, the mountains above Boulder. Ward, Colorado, a place called the Millsite Inn. So we're bringing you the Howl live from a brand new venue this Saturday. Lots of fun. And I'll probably do this song. Tell you what, I haven't done any today really yet, so let's try doing... Let's throw caution to the wind, shall we? And try putting a little rhythm on this one. should have checked my drum first. Also should have checked to see if I had a tipper. Oh well. All right. All right. Make sure I've got everything going here before I get started. Right cable position, yeah? Yeah, looking good there. All right, let's try this. I am a soldier, but I never had a gun. I carry songs upon my shoulders, hoping we shall overcome. But on this road, I'm not the only one who's following the thunder of the drum. And I am not rich, but I have more than I need. In the middle of this battlefield of money-driven greed, and the line's getting thinner now between right and wrong. You lift your voice, I'll beat the drum. Across the valleys and up through these hills, there's a feeling all over this land. If we stand and rise together, there is change within our power. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. So let's sing for the living on the land and in the sea. Let's sing out for justice. Let's sing what we believe as the world spins round and round. May we one by one all join hands and beat the drum. Across the valleys and up through these hills, there's a feeling all over this land. If we stand and rise together, there is change within our power. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. So raise your voices now. We can make this work. Through the eye of the storm, we shall be heard. There's an echo in the distance that's been played before. More suffering and hardship, more cruelty and war. But before we stop and rest, we must pass it on. For the young to march and beat the drum. Across the valleys and up through these hills, there's a feeling all over this land. If we stand and rise together, there is change within our power. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. Across the valleys and up through these hills, there's a feeling all over this line. If we stand and rise together, there is change within our power. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. I am preaching to the choir to sing it louder. Let's hear it in the cheap seats. All right, thanks very much for being with me here on Wednesday. Every Wednesday we have Wednesday with Wolf at noon o'clock Mountain Time, at 1 o'clock Central Time, and whatever it is, whatever particular zone of reality you happen to find yourself in on a Wednesday. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being a part of my expanding circle. And we are going to wrap up here with another track from the Losher Kenneth album. But we hope to see you back here next Wednesday, same Wolf time, same Wolf channel. We'll also be on the Facebook every Saturday at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, for The Howl, a ongoing 2+ year ordeal that we suffer through together. And I hope to see you there. Thank you so much. Whoever you are, whatever you are, whenever you are, be excellent to each other. And we'll see you in the fullness of time.
Once there was a shepherd lad who kept sheep upon a hill, and he's laid his pipe and crook aside, and there he slept his fill. He woke up on the riverbank on a fine May morning, and there he spied a lady swimming in the clothes that she was born in. So he raised his head from his green bed, and he approached the maid. Put on your clothes, my dear, he says, and do not be afraid. It's better for a lady fair to sew a silken sail than to rise on a fine May morning and swim against the stream. But if you'll not touch my mantle and you'll leave my clothes alone, then I'll give you all the money, sir, that you can carry home. I'll not touch your mantle and I'll leave your clothes alone, but I'll take you out of the clear water, my dear, to be my own. So he's taken her out of the clear water, and he's held her in his arms. Put on your clothes, my dear, he says, and hide your bounteous charms. He's put her on a milk-white steed himself upon another, and it's all along the way they rode, like sister and like brother. She rode up to her father's gate, and on the door she knocked, and ready stood a porter there, and he the door unlocked. When the door was opened, it so nimbly she stepped in. She said, kind sir, you are a fool without, and I'm a maid within. So fare thee well, my modest boy, I thank you for your care. But had you done as you desired, I'd never have left you there. I will sew no silken seam on a fine May morning. You can bide your time till your time runs out, so take this as fair warning. I will sew no silken seam on a fine May morning. You can bide your time till your time runs out, so take this as has fair warning.